the time, I'd like for you to read these chapters, and you will find, my sister and brother, that this had been a day of days in the life of the apostle.
Yes.
It had been a day of triumph. It had been a day of testing. The apostle had been battered. He had been bruised. His life had been in danger. It had been a day of days. It had been a day disturbing to his mind. His spirit was in despair. It had been a day of days. His soul was in agony. He had been brought before a court that was no court. And his sincerity had been questioned. His motive had been misconcepted and misrepresented.
Yes.
And I don't know of anything, church, that is more disheartening and disillusioning and frustrating than to do your best, to do a good deed, and then to have somebody to take your good intentions and your good deeds and turn them into something other. You know, church, there are some evil people. Some evil people in this world. There are some evil people in some of these churches. There are some low-minded people. There are some basement-thinking people. People that care nothing about progress. Just satisfied with the way things are. You know, and it doesn't matter how pure your motives are. It doesn't matter how honestly you try to do God's work. There are some people who can turn whatever you say and whatever you do into something other. So the Apostle Paul, the church had experienced that kind of day. It had been a day of testing. It had been a day of trials. Yes, he had been wounded and bruised all day. He had been harassed all day. He had been mistreated all day. He had been walking through a valley of deep darkness all day. Every way for him appeared to be cut off all day. All day. And you know, my sister and brother, I believe that somebody here knows about such days. You know about such days. I don't know about you, but in my lifetime, I have had such days. Yes, a day of disturbance, a day of disappointment, a day of discouragement, a day when only misunderstanding comes to you. And such days, a day when discouragement comes in the melancholy profession, to sit in dejected rows in the chapel of the high, being a day of testing and a day of trial. And let me tell you this, my sister and brother, you must not rejoice when you see somebody going through such a day. For if you keep on living, your time is coming. So now the apostle had such a day, and his experience of the day, in the first place, caused him to be sad, to be disturbed. And in the second place, his experience of the day caused him to be dejected. Yes. And thirdly, his experiences of the day caused him to be doubtful as to the outcome of his ministry. Yes. Listen, church, the apostle has gone through the day. Thanks be to God. The day ends. Thank God the day ends. No matter how long it seems to be, the day ends. No matter how trying the day ends, the day will end. No matter how slowly the minutes drag by, the day ends. No matter how trying the day ends. No matter how burdensome the hour, the day ends. The day ends. Paul had a day of testing and a day of trials, but finally the sun went down and made the western skies to look as if the King of Days had gone down to do battle with the Prince of Night, and had sprinkled the battlefield in with rich